boy DJ Red.
IX3, boom, D-Red.
He's a legend in East St. but a lot of people don't know about the things that we do out here in the city and stuff like that. So I brought him out, get him on camera to tell a little bit of his story, and I got some questions I've been wanting to ask him. Well, what better thing to do is to put it on camera on the IX3 smoke session. So we're gonna start it off. What's up, Darryl? What's going on, man? First of all, I'ma say we've been knowing each other for a long time. I've seen the elevation and growth that you've been doing, man. And I just have to put out my salutes. And with part of this, like the people that I'm interviewing, I like to give them their roses. Like Nori say, I don't want to steal his concept, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying? I like to show the accomplishments that a lot of people don't know that people doing in the city.
Shout out to Nori too, man.
Yeah, hey. But we're going to do it different.
Drink champs.
We're going to do a smoke champs. We're going to do it a little different. So we're going to start it off with a question that I always ask, that I like to ask people that are elevated and see things changing and stuff like that. How was it growing up in East St. Louis?
Yeah, I was just talking to a friend of mine about that. Well, when I grew up about 39th and Lincoln, 3800 Lincoln Street.
Right.
But the neighborhood was 39th and Wake. All right. And I went to a Catholic school from like the kindergarten to the second grade.
Oh yeah, I went to Immaculate Conception.
St. Martin's.
Oh well. So you already know Holy Angels, all that. Yeah.
So I went there, and my mom couldn't afford the school anymore. The cost. So I started going to Hawthorne. That was like right on the corner.
The old Lansdowne?
No. Across the street from the Lansdowne.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I went to Hawthorne. I was at the top of my class in the third grade. Fourth grade, I had a bully named Willie Johnson. He was a big dude.
Okay.
I was a little dude, man. I'm only 5'9".
All right.
So I was a little dude, but I ain't really fight back. I was scared of him, and
I'm amazed to hear that one.
Yeah, for real.
All
went to the fourth grade.
Okay.
Then I had several bullies. Like, I used to get my ass whipped by 7 people at once. So I was always fighting multiple people. This is 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade. I'm fighting multiple motherfuckers, man.
This is after you left the Catholic school and went to the
Yes.
public? Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You know what? It's funny that you say that, because that kind of happened to me. Not like that, but I noticed the difference in high school. So I had went to a Catholic school all the way up to Assumption. And I didn't like the Catholic schools because my dad was making me go. But when I got to Assumption, I transferred over to East Side, and
it's different.
Whoo,
it's a different animal.
Man, it's totally different. You went from straight bougie to ghetto. And I couldn't handle it, but I was stuck because my dad said, you know what I'm saying? Once you go, you ain't coming back.
I say straight bougie to ghetto.
Yeah, bougie to ghetto. You know what I'm talking about. It went from bougie to ghetto, 0 to 100.
Yeah, but just feel like this so you won't offend nobody, you know. They're like,
I'm sorry.
My son does he go to East Side?
I'm sorry, but hey, it is what it is. But
from more of a struggling sense psychologically, because it was wild out there. It was wild, and I know personally when once I went through my grade years and I went to junior high school, which is Lansdowne. Started in 7th grade, got into a fight, then went to King. Now King was one of them schools like Lean on Me, like for real.
Right, lean on
Lean
me.
on me.
Coolie high.
Ask anybody from King, motherfucker. Cigarette. The teachers smoke squares with the students. Teachers fighting students, and we banging. It was
I
fighting
call
Fridays.
it the school in the ditch, because how you have to go
Yeah,
down,
and
every time it
motherfucker
rain,
flood.
every time it rain hard, it floods.
Yeah, it was rough. It was rough. But so once I started, the bullying kind of woke that up in me. You know what I'm saying? And the fighting part. And I always wanted to fight, so I prayed that I, find a martial artist when I was young.
Okay. Hold that story, because that's coming up. I got one more for you.
Okay.
With that one.
Right.
That's coming in. That's coming in.
So anyway, that's basically my life. Okay, I'll tell you. Besides the fighting, I'll tell you the other side of my life. The other side of my life, I was doing construction all the time. I started. I love equipment, so I started. Like it was a guy named Kenny Fortin that worked around the corner. He had a little bobcat, so I would go and I asked him, "Can I work?" So he had me pick up trash and then mow, and then I would do like bobcat work. I was young, like 11 years old. I started.
And back then, that was unheard of for a black man to know how to have a trait like that and stuff. Just like with me and the forklifting. At first, when I first started, wasn't a lot of black cats doing forklifting like that. They didn't know nothing about it until the temps in the warehouses really start popping up around here.
Right.
But I was into that like back in the day and stuff. Now it's just everybody trying to do it now. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's definitely a demand for it. So no, actually me asking if I can work with different companies. It was Jerry Williams contract out of East St. Louis, McKinney Harlan. Chris Brothers Asphalt, when I'm currently with now.
Okay.
I did a little bobcat work for this development company in East St. Louis. I forget the name of it though, but they developed off Bar Avenue. What are those called? Right off Bar Avenue.
I think name skips my mind a little bit. I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah, it's gonna come to me. It's right off Bar Avenue. But he developed those. He developed some houses on the south end and stuff. And
you ain't talking about old man Mason, is you? That's over there by the little high school by the south end.
No. It was actually his office was actually inside the complex that he was building.
For real?
Man, what's the name of those downtown? Right off Bar Avenue, man.
So I know who you talking about. That was a Greenwood homeboy a little bit. Because they had a lot of stuff going on. They was doing a lot of contracting.
Anyway, I was young, man. I was like 17, 18, so I was young. I was a young dude. But I got into heavy equipment operating, man, and started operating. And, it's pretty much up from there as far as I started a company. I got a DQC trucking and excavating.
Okay. So with that, hold on. You skipped up, so I'm going to have to ask a question. Starting your business. So what gave you the idea to start that? And how did you get into it? And what made you really actually push forward to it?
Well, the idea, it was in me. I always wanted to own my own company.
Okay.
So it was in me. Like, literally, I loved heavy equipment. So I always wanted to own some heavy equipment and do work. Like, I would watch the water company with the backhoes. I would watch Jerry Williams and Operation Clean Sweep. East St. Louis had. They used to come and tear down houses and stuff like that, man. Back, this is like 93, 94 type shit. 95, 96. So, yeah, that's how I really got into it. And
I seen the video with you doing. I say, man, he's really out there. I seen you tear it up, bring it down, boom, had the asphalt, had the bobcat out there, laying it down, flatten it, had the steamer out there, flatten it. I say, man, Darryl out there doing it, getting that paper.
Yeah. So that's kind of how I got into it. The idea has always been there to own my own company, man. So it's almost like the way my life has been. I speak something I want to do, and I accomplish it. That's
a go-getter. It's about being a go-getter. So with that being said, this is another question I wanted to ask you. Comparing us as the old heads to the younger people with the get up and go instincts, how do you feel about the youngins now of today compared to how we was growing up, and where do you see our black generation going towards that direction?
Well, I see a lot of confused young. I ain't gonna even say young. A lot of confused, just especially of our culture. We have no direction, man.
Right.
It's like we've been promoted to, say want big houses, and we've been promoted to wanting cars and women, and they promoting, bisexual and stuff like that. And I'm not saying it is what they do, but it's still, it's nature is nature. But it's a lot of promotion going on with things that's killing. All the songs is about murking
Right, I'm just
somebody.
finna
So
say-
everybody murking everybody just killers. Everybody that rap are killers.
And drug dealers.
That, so
it
it
ain't
don't.
giving us no purpose. It's like what you got to look up to. It's like everybody want to throw a wad of money up, got the guns, got this, got the fancy cars. So if you ain't got no home training, you keep seeing that's what you want to do.
Well, what happens though, man, is home trained. That's more of a direct word, but it gets a little bit more complex. See, these youngins out here, parents are fucked up, and not fucked up in a way where they ain't taking care of their babies. No, a lot of them just really don't know. They're ignorant. So not ignorant in a bad way, but not knowing. They don't know how to even handle their own personal emotions, not alone this baby.
Right.
So this baby is being raised by what he hears, what he sees, what he feels.
Right.
And that's why they out here confused, man. Even some of the adults, they'll be on TikTok and motherfucking Instagram, and if they're promoting is cool, I get it. But some motherfuckers be on there because they want to put up a persona or a masquerade that's something that's completely opposite of what the fuck they promote.
Right. Like they doing it like that. Like they what would you say they doing it like Oprah, but they doing it more like low grade Whoopi. All right, here go a good one. For as you was talking about, what would be your advice to people trying to get into your field?
Man, actually, it's really easy, man. They have my field, as far as operating heavy equipment.
Starting a company and stuff like that.
Oh, starting a company.
Is it hard, or do you have to get permits and things like that?
Well, okay. When I started my LLC, I had actually an attorney to do it. It was me, my two sons, and my sister husband. So it's DQC. It's Darryl, Quantrell, and Carmel. But we got the attorney, and he drew up all the paperwork, and did. So that's just the technical stuff. I'm gonna say, for one, you gotta have a drive to want to do something. You gotta want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's really gonna come. You gotta really want to go out there and get it, and it's gotta be something down deep inside. It's gotta be a bigger purpose than just getting some money.
Right, which it's more like what you want to do it for instead of getting the money. What else other than money? Why are you doing it? Why are you trying to get this bag like that for?
Yeah, what's the
purpose?
Is
it to show off or to better your legacy or whatever? A lot of people, like I see in rap, I DJ and things. I see a lot of rappers, they don't get into it because they love rapping. They get into it because they see the lifestyle of the dope dealer and the money and the bitches that surround them. And once they get into it, they feel like they actually got to work. You got to get up in the morning, go to these radio stations and talk. You can't get loaded all night, get up at 5 to make it to the radio station.
That's right.
And you messing up your promotion, and then all of a sudden you getting barred off the radio because you're not making it to your interviews. They didn't see that part coming. So you see a lot of rappers here, like who's that one dude that came in and was gone less than a year? I ain't gonna say Lil Baby. Lil Baby doing it. Lil Baby doing it. He I'm trying to think of a rapper.
In the game.
It's so many of them. I can't even think. That's how many it was. Some of them come and go so quick. I can't even remember their name.
Yeah, it's a lot of them. But it's a lot of them little guys that's setting themselves up, man. Because they'll go and start beefing and really be thinking, damn, I'm finna murk this motherfucker right in the street. Motherfucker, do you know you finna you can get put in prison? And what if motherfucker come murk you in front of your mama or come murk your mama in front of you? That's real shit. People don't look at that though. They be caught up in their own shit until it happened to them.
So since you've been running your business, how you been feeling? Do you feel like you accomplished something with it, or are you still it's still growing?
It's growing. I got a long way to go.
How far you think you gotta go?
Shit. This is a forever journey because it's never ending. You know what I'm saying? It's always gonna be something new. Like I guess it's just me. but I feel accomplished because oh shit, I got it. Things is coming. It's here. But it's so much more that I have to establish that I guess I can say I'm still hungry. You know what I'm saying? Because I haven't.
Right.
You know, it's like I'm just at scratching the surface. I'm just at the infant. You know what I'm saying? Infant beginnings. I'm at the infant. I ain't even a crawling little baby yet in the business.
Okay. So we gonna get back onto the MA since we got through that. We gonna ask you this. You
MMA.
say, the
Say
MMA. So,
MMA, man. Mixed
so,
martial arts.
so that got you started. But what made you get into it and really go at it like that?
The
I know.
ass whoopings I had when I was in grade school. The ass whoopings made me. As far as the business part of it,
Right.
I just wanted to fight. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to really test my skills. I wanted to really get control over that anxiety I would have over fighting. I really wanted to, show the world, a different way of being able to turn that aggressive energy that I endured and was able to express it through fighting and not having to, do some dumb shit. So I'm actually expressing it. Just so happened, I was able to make some money off of it.
Oh, okay.
That's the reason though.
Is it a mind state or
Hell yeah, it's a mindset.
what kind of mind? I mean, dig into it.
Man.
Give me 10 seconds. All right. Here go a good one. When you get ready to fight, how do you prepare yourself to go into that fight?
Well, shit, you prepare yourself 8 to 10 weeks before the fight. You know what I'm saying? That's training. That's motherfucking, staying committed to what you need to be doing. Psychologically, it's about the fight. Physically, spiritually, it's about the fight. So I train, 8 weeks as far as conditioning and getting prepared. You say if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. But you're always training, you know what I'm saying? But there's always an intensity with training when you get prepared for a fight. You can't peak all the time. You got to be able to just stay busy. So the training is what prepares me. But psychologically, getting in there, I can kind of give you take you through the tunnel of me stepping out from the locker room to the ring. So, when you get to the arena, this is when I fought. When I fought for Bellator and Strike Force. Scott Trade Center. I fought in Scott Trade Center. Mm-hmm. You got to get there. The fighters got to get there, like around, depending on when you fight, but 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, sometimes 5 o'clock. You get out there, and at that point, in my mind, I'm like, okay, I've already played everything out. I've already trained it. I've already programmed it. I just gotta be calm and I gotta apply it. I gotta applicate it. So that's what goes through my mind. Controlling my anxiety. Have you had that feeling? You know what anxiety is when your heart beating fast and you feel like you hyperventilating and shit
Oh yeah,
like
I had that feeling. So, like when I got a gig coming and it's like a very important gig. Usually when I go to the, I just go in and do it. But if it's something real big, I gotta be like,
you gotta calm yourself down.
Yeah,
man.
It's like, man, I don't want to fuck up.
Yeah, exactly. Shit like that. Like, man, I don't want to, get caught, in the ring, getting my ass knocked out and this and that. I want to make sure I'm on. So it's just a lot of shit. So you learn to center yourself and balance yourself. So boom, we in there and we chilling. When it comes time, they say, hey, 15 minutes out. What I say, 45 minutes out first. So you start warming up, you do your warm up, bang, 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 bang. All right, you relax and you go again, bang, 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 bang. You throw your combinations, throw your kicks, get yourself warmed up. 15 minutes, then you go warmed up. So 15 minutes, everything is getting together, then you get, do your prayer and everything. I do my prayer, and all right. It says, say you're on deck. So we get on deck, Now, you got the fighter right there. You got either I'm first or the fighter behind me, or I'm behind the fighter. And you hear the music, then you hear the fans. You're just sitting there. You got to breathe. So I'm breathing, and when you breathing, have you ever just took deep breaths where you get into sort of a fuzzy type of feeling, where you're releasing that oxygen in your brain.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So now I'm releasing the oxygen, I'm loosening up, I'm staying warm. Boom, I walk out. So now you got this motherfucking camera all in your motherfucking face.
Right.
As you walking out, and you see the fans, and you loosening up, and you touching, so just walking down the tunnel, well, more of a, just an aisle, you touching the hands, the cage is right there, and you're in there, and they stop you, they check you, put the oil on you and shit. Now,
is your adrenaline raising
yeah,
up?
it's raising.
Yeah.
So now you just breathing, you just in your mind. All right, now you get in there, you see, either say I'm behind the guy, I'm coming in, my guy already in the ring. So you see him, and he warming up and stuff, and I don't know, we just kind of run around the ring a little bit. I guess it's just to get the feel of the ring.
Up. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You just run around the ring, then I go and I do my meditation, and then when I see, and it's like everything. You can hear the fans, but you can't hear them in a sense.
Right.
And you get out there, and it's an adrenaline until I get hit. When I get hit, now it's just boom. My spirit has taken control. Okay. That's the experience to the walk.
Okay. Let me see. I got one more. I got a couple more. Oh, this one Shanta told me to ask. To say, just like with the football, you heard it's a rumor or a thing out that she say, for us, like when y'all training, do y'all stop having, what she say? She heard from about the sex thing because it throws y'all from focus. Is that part of it?
Some people
is
say,
that true for some motherfuckers?
Some people say sex weaken your legs. Some people say sex helps relaxes you. You know what I'm saying? I guess it depends on the fighter. But just scientifically, like, it's supposed to, when you release, with the anatomy of the body and all the studies, when you release, it's like extremely working all your muscles and working your leg muscles.
Okay.
Especially when having sex, that's like another workout. So you think you training, and then you work yourself out, so you never really get a chance to recover. You never get a real chance to. And that's what they say. Why they say, okay, well, you probably should refrain from that. Have you ever, not had sex and was aggressive?
Yeah.
So, and it brings your testosterone levels up, so it helps you stay aggressive.
Okay. All right,
so
that's a good one.
So, but some people say it relaxes them. So,
all right, with that, the side business with that, do you do security?
Yeah.
Who you did security for?
Oh man, before I was on the Iron Ring with Nelly, I did security for. Like, it was like I was securing the venue of his. He had a black and white party.
Man, speak that shit.
So, let me see, who else did I secure? I've secured Tyron Woodley. We done been we've been to LA, we've been to Vegas, we've been to Tampa, we've been to Cleveland, LA, Milwaukee.
Oh yeah,
So,
up north.
So,
any wild stories with that?
Nah, ain't no wild stories, man. It was just work.
Power drive a motherfucker to the ground. Like, hey, wait a minute.
It wasn't just security; it was training too. But I do have a wild story. It was a Jake Paul fight.
Okay.
And it was the press conference.
Mm-hmm.
This was Jake Paul, Tyron Woodley won. It was the big build-up, and I don't know why I felt that Jake Paul Peoples was gonna be on some bullshit. So we're in a press conference and everything gets crowded in that motherfucker, and they having a little say so, and one of Jake Paul's people started heckling basically and started talking shit. So he talking shit, and Tyron's sister get into where she's saying something, Tyron's mom. So this dude disrespected and said some pretty disrespectful shit to Tyron's mom. So from that point, I kind of just walked behind. I ain't gonna say sneak. I walked behind. And I'm standing, behind him while he's, now his sister is fired the fuck up. She's fired up. So she like, ain't no my business, ain't no my mom, this and that. So I'm like, okay, if this motherfucker get up, you know, I'm put this motherfucker to sleep.
Wow.
So thank God nothing happened. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
Anyway, so the crowd come and everything, man, and you know, we get surrounded and it got this close to
Kicking
shit
off.
really popping off.
Oh, wow.
And the grace of God, nothing popped off, everything kind of settled down. But that was a true story. You can look it up on the internet. Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley's press conference.
Oh, okay.
You can look it up.
I got a fine moment that you invited us out to. I think that was at the dome and stuff. Went out there and you whooped dude up and ran out there and took a picture. I still got that picture. And yeah, I still do.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, you came out, whooped him, boom, boom, boom. And you came up and you ran up, and everybody like, dang, ain't that the dude that's fighting? You ran over there, that's like, and everybody looking like, dang, you know. I was like, yeah, let's take a picture. You was like, boom. I say, that man got the hands of God. Hands of God. Oh, that's another one I got to ask, too. I think you told me, but I just want to ask this for right here. As an MMA fighter, is it true that y'all hands are legally...
Yeah, actually,
you can't.
Do you want me? I can. If you can pause it, I can go get my license.
Okay, we're gonna take a pause then.
I'm still a baby in this. No, I know I've been in the game a long time. I've only had 14 fights total, and I'm 10-4. So those losses was wins to me because I've learned from them. The losses made me a complete fighter. It's more mental with me now. I've been training. I got the skill. I know how to grapple. I know how to wrestle. I know how to box. I know how to bang. I know how to scrap. You know, whatever you want to call it. The most thing I had to learn was that I know how to do it, and that's what I learned, and that's what I've grown from. So that makes me a more dangerous and more all-around fighter. I believe. Screw that. I know is a very powerful word. I know if I'm devastating Darryl Cobb in that cage, I can't be stopped. It's just all about me knowing that I'm devastating Darryl Cobb.
Oh, it's legal. Right here, I'm not gonna turn around, but right here it says, hey, if this man hit you with his hands, he can go to jail. So I suggest if you roll up on anybody with this kind of credibility, do not do it because you can. And get far back. Actually, that reminded me of a story. Remember that time when we was staying on Duncan and we was working out, right? And you was like, come on, Red, come on. I was like, man. He said, hey, man, ain't nobody doing this. Yeah. And I was like, man, hold up. So you was showing me some moves. He was like, come on, man, I'm going to show you how to do something. And I hit you. I say, whoa, wait a minute. And that's when you told me right there, it's like, hey, you know these legal... They registered, bro. Just hit me. Come on. Show me something. I was like, all right, well, fuck it. I'm trying to hit you hard. Like, he's like, man, you ain't put this the best you got? I was like, what? Come on, man. But yeah, this shows that is true.
Yeah, it's definitely certified.
Yeah, it's certified. That's real stuff. I got one more. You know, I've been asking all my brothers this question right here about a recent thing that just happened. The Will Smith situation with Jada. What is your thoughts on that?
Me, I'm an ignorant. So if I was Chris Rock, I would have kept Jonah. I'm ignorant. So cause now you disrespect me on stage, like I know I disrespect you. Okay. Dang, it was a bad joke. You know what I'm saying? It was a bad joke. She got alopecia and all that. I get it.
But it was a thing out there. They say that he didn't know.
But still, you know, people.
It's a joke. Offended. He's a comedian, right? That's what he's supposed to do.
You know, I think Will Smith could have, if he was gonna smack him, could have smacked him backstage. And the reason why I say that is because it at least gives Chris Rock an opportunity to protect and charge at that moment, like, cause he was smart enough to not attack him. He was smart enough to say it's business as usual. Mm-hmm. I ain't finna fuck my bread up cause he emotional.
Right.
So in the backstage though, it's different.
Right.
So that's all. Other than that, you know,
I had
I
told
mean,
Shanta that's what I would have
kudos
did.
to Will Smith and standing up for his wife or whatever, but you could have handled it a lot better. I ain't
I wouldn't have
nobody.
did that.
You could have handled it a lot better.
I
But
wouldn't.
me personally, I'd have been like, keep my wife's name on. You know what? Her name ain't Jada Pickens. Her name is what is it? What was the joke? Motherfucking
G.I. Jane.
G.I. motherfucking Jane. So from this point forward, I'm gonna announce you as G.I. motherfucking Jane. You ain't gotta worry about it. You know, I just kind of would have just kept. It just would have been bad because.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean, but if it was that bad and she felt that bad about what I had told a couple cats, I would have, since I got VIP, I can walk up there anytime. I would have went backstage on one of the breaks, came up to him, hey man, you know my wife, she didn't kind of like the joke, man. Can you just like apologize? And then if it didn't happen like that, then catch him again and. You know, boom, 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 man. You didn't apologize, you know, but don't do it on the world stage in front of all these people. Then on top of that, they don't want us there. On top of that, and then you gonna do that. Now, not only you done fucked it up for yourself, now you banned out the Oscars now.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you this though, the Oscars needed something. It was too much of the same. That kind of.
But that with the two brothers.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's just. You see how it's fucking trimming. It's like the top of. It's still been talked about as we speak. So it's always gonna be remember the Oscars, Will Smith and Chris Rock. They made like a tattoo in history now. That's
right.
Always
it ain't going nowhere.
It ain't going nowhere. So it depending on how the perception is perceived, it can be a come up or it can be a setback.
Exactly. I feel that.
Yeah.
And on top of that, with that was saying, we're gonna keep going with that. Us as black people, can we get out the hole?
Yeah, I was in the mud. I ain't grew up with nothing. And I'm blessed now. I mean, this house ain't come from fighting, motherfucker. This comes just from hard work.
Right.
But you can get out this mindset. It's just mindset. If you have a mentality of almost like back of the bus is what my master chief used to call it. We always looking for excuses.
I got it.
There's always excuse. All right on. We got to edit that. It's always we always having an excuse. We always looking almost to become victims of this the slavery our ancestors went through.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not victims. We can't become victims. You gotta know that you gotta set your mind to want to accomplish a goal and then accomplish it. You can't get distracted because of all the bullshit that's going on. It's once again, we have choices. That's the most powerful tool we have is choice. So you can choose to allow it to, set you back and destroy you from the inside out and, make you feel like a victim, or you can, endure that suffering, and continue to elevate your way of thinking, approaching things, and learning, and don't stop until you complete your goal.
Okay. With that being said, with the black men and us with that idea, is it helping with what the modern woman of today is throwing out to us? As we get stronger, it's like a pullback because the modern day, the feminist attitude and the brother that's trying to do the struggle, it's like we hitting the head. It's like them two ideas is not clashing.
Well,
like
for real, like
the boss bitch mentality, as they call it.
Yeah, but that come from, and this is deep, and any woman can contest on this. That comes from developing a personality from all years of certain type of abuse, and it ain't got to necessarily be physical, but you gotta remember in this country, and people don't get this, in this country, the woman really doesn't have any power. It's just giving them rights and shit. So in a sense, the ideology of what a woman is almost forced that it elevated to that. I'm a bad bitch and I'm a boss and this and that. It kind of evolved because they had to. Because it's, at one point, they wasn't nothing but, hey, you do this, and this needs to be done, and you ain't got no say so. And so it developed this, and then it's kids having kids too. You got to remember the babies in the 90s, start having young moms, 95, 96, young moms. Yeah. Then you got these ragla ass motherfucking men out here molesting these little girls and shit. So they got a lot of shit that they endure. Now, to make excuse for them, no. Hell no. Because I done been through it. And my ex, had a fucked up upcoming, but I ain't have to go through that motherfucking shit. This motherfucker knew exactly what they was doing, what she was doing. However, I get it. And the empathy is there. So a lot of times, it's like you gotta be the example for the woman.
Okay.
And me and Ali from the Lunatics was on Instagram, and we had a little debate, and he was saying, should single mamas shouldn't teach their boys how to cook, clean, wash, etc. And I disagree with it. But he made a good point. He said, well, I made my queen. I get what he's saying, but we can't make nobody as humans. We can try to guide them. You gotta remember they gonna do the fuck they want to do. And some women or some men are psychologically just tied into that person and can't get out. Okay, that's all fine and dandy, but it's a lot of damage there.
Right.
So yeah, man. But anyway, we it was all good. We ended it cool or whatever. But I just feel like, my point. He said a good point. He made his queen, so that means he's telling me he had to teach her certain ways to be, spiritually balanced. Certain etiquette with, how you want to present yourself, and I'm sure she taught him some stuff. But you got to do that. You got to be the example. That's the point I was making. You got to be the example of what you want your woman to be. And that's kind of where we fucking up, because a lot of times now we don't even know. It takes it takes some strong men out here to understand how to, not easily fall into that arrhythmic ideology nature of, well, this woman gotta play this role and she gotta do this. Man, these motherfuckers ain't gotta do shit. They can do the fuck they wanna do, and they will. Just because you say not do it don't mean they won't do it. They may not do it in front of you, but they trust me. Humans are humans.
Right.
So, right. I just think now it's got to run its course. It's already where it is, and our babies now, the ones in elementary now, though, this is how we change it. So 5, 6, 10, 15 years, slowly you see a change in how the women are being, to their men.
Right. That's like a saying, like everything that was here comes back. That's like back in the 80s. The 80s style is back, where everybody want to look like the 80s and stuff. Mm-hmm. It fades. It's like the bell bottles might come back. I hope it don't, but
they go come back.
Just like now how it's so openly and all the little Kims and Megan the Stallions, whatever. It might get back to the Rosa Parks women and stuff. And what's the old girl that was married to Dr. King, the Coretta Scotts and stuff. We'll get them back. That's gonna represent themselves right without trying to be on the pole 24/7.
Yeah. Well, like I say, it's a lot of hurt and pain there. Yeah. And then a lot of once these women, and this is something I'm finna hip everybody with, once women understand their power, then they use that power to get what they need, not just the pussy. They understand the psychological part of the man, of all this man has got to feel is wanted and needed, and okay, yeah, I need you, and do certain things they'll do anyway with different, and kind of being submissive in a way to get what the fuck they want. So all the time these women are being this extra, not all of them, but these women that's hustling. Right, they know how to feed the ego. They know what the man needs. They know simple. It's simple.
No, it's what the man sees. The man visualize things. You know, a lot of times a man like to see that this woman's submissive. So once a woman do that, then they can get well and fuck their mom.
That come up with a saying I had told my old lady. I say, she's like, so you need to tell me how to do this. I said, the best way I know how, you got to fool them. We know you in charge. You run it. But the whole trick of the whole thing of being a man and being with a woman, or a woman being with a man, you gotta fool that man to thinking he run it. But we know you run it, but you gotta make us think we run it. Because in the last thing of whatever's being said with us, you're gonna have the last say because you're the woman and you're my queen, so I have to make you happy. But you gotta fool me into.
It's almost like she just gotta make you feel
like
comfortable
you said,
with
nature you and
she gotta make you feel comfortable with what she already knows. You got a lot of times
it's a trick.
Yeah,
it's a trick in it.
It is, but a lot of times, like we
like
don't
know when to turn it off. Like yeah, you can come in, bitch, do your thing, but know when to turn. Some of them don't know when to turn it off. Know when to turn it off and turn it on. That's why I say turn. You can turn it on. I'm gonna accept that because I know you and I know you mean well, and I'm gonna follow your lead because sometimes we don't know how to lead. Sometimes on certain things, you know what I'm saying. Let you do that, but when it's time for me to be the man and put my foot, it's time to turn it down, baby, and let me get in the front and let me run this. Let me handle this. Some of them don't know how to do that. They just keep going and going and going and going and going, until the plane just hit the ground. Boom.
Well, a lot of times, man, they feel or see something that we don't. You know, the first thing what I do is, if that's the type of battle, because I've had that battle, you know, and I will follow lead if the lead makes sense. But if it don't make sense, then I just won't follow the lead. And I would, you know, just say, hey, you know, this is what it is, but that you doing this to yourself type shit.
Right.
No, I ain't got nothing to do with what you want or the direction you're trying to go.
Right.
And a lot of times, man, you know, especially, you know, with how they have to. Okay, we go back to, you know what I'm saying, like tricking, like sort of.
It's a mind trick. Yeah, that's all I call this. It's certain women got it though. Some of them don't. They just it's like the baps. It's like you can't do it with the baps.
I'm trying. Okay. We as men gotta somehow know how to put the Jedi mind trick on them. And this is what I'm saying.
That's real shit though.
So you just like you were saying, okay, you
learn
the boss,
how to throw the game back.
Yeah, you the boss, and you know you go do. So how can we make them feel like the boss to get the results that we want?
You know what? There's something there.
So instead of
flipping the game,
once again, you just taking, you sort of putting yourself in I ain't gonna say taking control, putting yourself in a position where you more favorable to have things the way you want it, rather than, you know, waiting on what she go do. Because sometimes, you know, you gotta, you know, not be no damn fool or nothing, but there's ways that you can, you know that if I give her this now, it's going to help me along, even if I feel uncomfortable from doing it. And that's how, you know, as long as you know it's going to be okay in the end, rather sometimes you look and laughing like, I told you I'm going for that type shit.
Right.
It, you know, it's cool because now they learning from you.
Right, but I got that bad doing that though. I need to stop that though. Be wanting to see it crash the ground sometimes, so I be like, I told you so.
Nah, you don't want to do that.
I know that's bad. I gotta cut it out.
I want things to work out. Like when I had my ex, I want things to work out for him. I want shit, cause I'm like, if it's something I don't know, teach me, you know, type shit.
Right.
So I want, but if it don't work, and I'm like, I told you. We had an extensive conversation about this situation, and I said, hey, I don't think that way is what it's gonna be, and you do it your way anyway. Hey, that's your ass whooping you getting from life. Yeah, it ain't.
Right. But with being said, that's one of the ways I think us as black people togetherness with the man and the female, like what we having now, we need to try to mend that. So once the parents that's raising the kids got their mindset right, the kids' mindset state can be right. So you can raise the kids in the right, you know what I'm saying, terms and environment. Yeah. And get them out there to do what they can do, so they won't be all fucked. You know, like I did it with this dude. Woo. Now I done got knocked up. Now I hate him. I don't want him around. Now you got this kid wondering where the dad is, or mom, why this, that, and the other. Now he or she raised fucked up and get out there. But once you solve the problem of togetherness of what's going on, and lay that foundation of what we had back in the day, we can get out this hole.
Yeah,
it's possible. Yeah. I mean,
I'm telling you, it's just a mindset, it's a mentality.
Right. We already getting flipped the game, a game that they've been having. Like I'll give you an idea. What I'm talking about, the trucking game. Now all the black people want to be truckers now, but it's been white truckers for the longest.
Well,
down south it might have been more.
Well, no, it was. Yeah, you're right, but
it's
now
up more up north.
It's the game is so hot because there ain't nobody working for the pandemic, so. It's almost like they take advantage of the situation while they can, because it ain't gonna last long. It's gonna eventually, it's gonna run out. So people can get themselves established now. I mean, just like the war. The war is, people don't understand. It ain't necessarily about even the United States getting in a physical war like where they won in the United States, but it affects us with fuel, food, commodities and shit like that. It really does affect us.
Do you know, side note, do you know Russia has 75% of the fertilized America, and they put these sanctions out against us to cut it off. Now, not only you think you finna hurt them with their business, you finna kill us with the business, because we can't fertilize our stuff to make it grow. It's
a bigger thing. So
it's a give and take, but I understand what you're saying. It's like, wow, you try to do one thing in the war, it's not physical, because we not going over there bombing them. You're going to try to cut them off at the knees on some economic levels type shit, but you're going to hurt us in the long run.
Boy, they said they was going to cut off their shit. And they cut off all they trades and every motherfucking thing. So that's what it's about, man. It's about that, and may the best man win.
Right.
But, back to what we were saying, like, it's mindset. And as long as you have the mindset to want to do better, and you search and you try your best to do better, it's going to happen.
Okay.
So we can get out the mud. It's a mindset. That's all it is. It's just complete cycle that we can continue to perpetuate, and we can't even see ourselves out of it. It becomes a part of us, and becomes a psychological short circuit, I would call it.
Okay.
And Kim is called Zenep, collapsed consciousness.
Right.
Yeah, man. So but it's things like what you're doing, and you're putting forth effort to accomplish your goals is what makes people get out of the hole.
Right.
You gotta understand, even if you start off small, the ideal and the fact that you're putting work into it, it gives humans a sense of accomplishment and pride where they want to keep going. So that's how you gotta do it. To the audience out there, like real, no matter what you're going through, because we all got a story.
Right.
It ain't necessarily gotta be your future.
Mm-hmm.
All you gotta do is have a mindset of what you want to do, and you put your all into it. It can't be about just money. Money ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just a part of living. It can't just be about status.
The thing is, what you gonna do once you get it? Because a lot of people get it and they blow it. They blow it on stupid shit, and then they find themselves back to where they was with nothing after you done been up there. And it's crazy. I done seen it. I done seen rappers do it. I done seen other people. I done seen dudes in the hood do it. It's like, man, how you get so far up there that you come back down with nothing? Give me a chance to make some of that money like that. I'll show you what to do with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But on that note, tell you the people's your information and everything, how to get in touch with you or whatever like that.
Okay, well, it's Darryl Cobb on Facebook. I ain't really Darryl Cobb on.
Like how if they want to get trained or something like that.
And
how to get your information. And, you do training and things.
I do train people, and
and my Instagram is @devastate_DC. And I train people, man. You can hit me up 618-980-4724 and want the training. I got you, Holmes.
There it is. Other than that, this IX3, we in the hood, man. Doing it big like that. And thank y'all for viewing and all that good stuff. And we out here. Peace. Boom. Yes, sir. We out of here.